This is ESPN Radio 1037 and 1450. Zach Seyko here on the line today. We welcome Bald Eagle area graduating senior softball player, third baseman, Autumn Tobias. Autumn, thank you so much for joining me on the line today.
Thank you as well.
We're going to go through a bunch of questions as you just came off an incredible season with your team. It's not the result that you wanted, but this team made it very far when the expectations were limited, going all the way to the state semifinals to face a very tough Avonworth team. But we're going to reflect on your career and open up the conversation with that, and then talk about your future plans to conclude. But let's start with some of your most memorable moments during your time at Bald Eagle, whether that's just as a student, as a softball player. What's going to stick with you over time from BEA?
I would say some of the most memorable moments included making the last out in both of our district final games that we won, where everybody runs to you and is so excited. That's a pretty cool one. Making it to state finals. We came up short, obviously, but that's an incredible experience that I wish everyone got to do. And I would say probably the other one would be whenever I did the fundraiser for the Yoder family, and we raised about $5,000.
Wow, absolutely incredible. And that's so rewarding, being able to have those accomplishments on the field, but also off the field. And part of the reason why this team was able to make it as far as it did is because it was so competitive on the field. What made this 2022 BEA softball team as good as it was?
I mean, almost our whole entire varsity team was at every single open gym and optional lift. Our drive and determination made us competitive. I mean, we set out with goals at the beginning of the season, including coach telling us, you guys have something special this year. I know we can do it. I don't get that feeling every year, but we can make it if we really want to. And from there, I mean, we just grinded hard every day in the gym. I don't think we ever had a day where everybody was in the slumps or anything. We were going hard every single day to make sure we could get to that goal.
And where does that commitment come from? To have you and your fellow seniors be able to lead this team, you have to lead a little bit by example, but where does that commitment come from? Is it just natural, or do you really have to work hard at it to be on top of everything?
I mean, me and Maddie Perry were the two seniors that started as freshmen on the varsity team, and when we got to that state final game, we kind of looked at each other and said, we're going to be back. So we kind of put our drive and our competitiveness, and we tried to share that feeling with the younger kids as much as we can, and it made them want that feeling too. So everybody had the same goal. I mean, we'd tell them stories all the time about all the experiences, and then they'd be like, we're going to get there because we want that feeling too. So it kind of came from us, and then I just add Maria Shawley, Kiera Serb, and Caitlin Smith go into the mix. Those three work hard, and I think just all of us seniors giving the example that don't take any rep for granted, because you never know when your last one is, kind of push the younger kids to work harder.
Bald Eagle area grad, softball third baseman Autumn Tobias is on the line with us. And looking back to start the season, Bald Eagle struggled out of the gate, but you ended up reaching the state semifinals. What changes were made? What issues might have been addressed? How did the coaching staff look at it? Just what ultimately was done to rally and then go on that 12-game winning streak all the way to the state semis?
I mean, we knew that we had a bunch of spots we had to fill from last year, and once we got that right combination, we kind of moved people around the first couple games up until that Clearfield game at Clearfield. We finally found the combination that was working and clicking, and everybody kind of meshed together. So after that, I mean, it was just smooth sailing. I think we moved our second baseman to catcher. She really hasn't caught since she was 12, but she did an amazing job. We had some people playing outfield that never played outfield before. We had a lot of people step up, and that is what is important for a team. It doesn't matter if you can play one position, but if you can play all of them, you're going to be a dangerous team. And I think we were pretty dangerous this year, just from everybody being able to play everywhere.
Was that figured out overnight, or were the adjustments made all along through that 12-game winning streak?
I think it was all along through the 12-game winning streak. Actually, a lot of them happened, I think, within like a 4-day span of each other. And then we just had some injuries. We had to shuffle some people in. People were really willing to kind of move around and just be open-minded about the process. And we tried to harp on that, but that's being a great teammate. If you can move from your spot to another one to help the better of the team. And over those 4 days, I mean, we did a lot of trial and error. We had a lot of reps at practice just to try to kind of figure out what would be the best combination, and I think we figured it out towards the end.
That's a very insightful perspective because it shows just how difficult it is and how much has to come together to get to the semifinals or just anywhere in the competition, getting to the district playoffs in that, and you have to win against very tough competition as it is. Bald Eagle had a close one in the opening round of the district playoffs with Central Columbia. How do you look back on that game now, the 2-1 extra innings final after the playoff run that this team had?
I mean, that girl from Central Cambria was hands down the best pitcher we faced this year. She was absolutely outstanding. I mean, we just kind of had to go in. We were swinging for the fences at first, and Coach Gonder kind of pulled us aside and said, like, we're going to have to just start hitting for base hits because whatever we're doing is not working. So the freshmen actually stepped up a lot that game. Sydney Thompson actually had the hit to get the winning run in. And it was just, I look back and those freshmen are amazing. They have something special coming, and they're going to be hard to beat in the future because whenever I was a freshman and starting on varsity, it's a mental game at that point. It's not just playing ball, and they acted like every game was the same and there was no pressure, and they went out there and played. And Sydney Thompson, Keely Eckert, Taylor Habovic, I'm forgetting someone else. I'm so sorry at the moment, but they're going to be some awesome leaders along with Ava Steer. I mean, I got to give it to them. They're going to do amazing. They had a lot of contributions to that winning streak and some clutch hits, some clutch catches, just all around. They're going to be dangerous.
Zach Seyko here with Bald Eagle area grad Autumn Tobias, softball third baseman, also elected to the first team of the All-Mountain League team. Congratulations. And while we're on that, what does it mean to have that recognition by your name?
I mean, it's awesome. My sister, she played third base, and it's always been like a family competition of who could have more awards and stuff because we've played the same position and everything. And so for me to be able to get that honor alongside her is just, it's pretty cool. I mean, it just shows that my hard work's paying off and everything's kind of coming together for me. So that's the part that's making it hard. I don't know if I want to play in college yet. I don't think I want to let it go, but I don't know yet.
How would you say that you led by example as a senior captain? You talked about it a little bit to start the conversation here, but what would you say that you and this senior group, what made you all so unique to this team?
So us seniors, we went to breakfast before the season started, and we just kind of talked about what kind of atmosphere we wanted to set up as the leaders and the ones that everybody's going to be looking up to. So we kind of decided that no matter how bad of a day we have, we're going to leave it at the door, and we're going to be the most supportive, happiest, cheerful people we could be at practice so that those younger kids felt like they were involved, welcomed, supported. I actually came up with the idea that usually the seniors stand in the middle of the circle to stretch. So this year we decided that we were going to stand on the outside because everyone's the same. That does not make us better than them. So we all stood on the outside of the circle as well when we stretched, and we did it as a team. I just feel like we have a lot of empathy for each other, and just because we all came from different sorts. Caitlin's going to play Division I softball. Marina's going to play Division III softball. Kiera's going a little far away for college, and then me and Maddie are still debating on our path if we're going to play softball or not. But so we kind of had all levels of just every rep's going to be the last, and we tried to share that with the younger kids that it's okay. You don't have to play in college if it's not what you want to do. If you want to do it, we'll help you work hard. We just tried to give them that atmosphere that working hard through high school and getting there, everything will fall into place for what you want to do in life.
What kind of mark do you think you left behind on this program and for the younger players that eventually will become those veteran leaders?
I think that we just showed them overall that positivity is going to get you places. There's no sense in getting mad at each other, and we kind of really strive to get that with them, that you got to be supportive. You talk to each other. You don't talk down to each other. We really harped on that this year. that just taking advice from others. I mean, there's some things me and Maddie will sit there and correct each other just because we know that they can see things that I can't. And so we'll kind of give each other tips and stuff, just being open to other people. I think that's the one thing we really wanted to leave behind, is that it's okay to get advice from other people. They're not coming at you mean. It's just they want to help you get better. So helping each other to get better every single day, I think, was what we really wanted to leave behind, and just having a good attitude and just striving for the mental part of the game. That's the hardest part. That if you overcome that, you're gonna be amazing.
How do you think your fellow teammates would describe you, or what adjectives they use, or anything as a teammate, as a person, as a good friend? What do you think they think of you?
Silly. Silly is definitely the word I would use. I was kind of like the jokester for the crew. I don't know. I'd probably say a jokester, silly, kind. Those are probably some of the fun ones that I would get from them. Goofy's probably the one I would get from the most.
Could you make your coaches laugh?
Oh, yes, all the time. That was my goal this year, to get Coach Thompson to laugh. He usually doesn't smile very much, and I got him to laugh by the end of the year, so job well done. That's
the real accolade. All the first team recognition and the stats are forgettable. It sounds like that one was your top tier.
It was.
Your head coach, Don Lucas, what was it like to play under him?
It was an honor to play under Don. Coach Lucas, I'll get yelled at. It was an honor to play under him. Just everything he's been through, all of the state championships and all that stuff that he has under his belt, along with Coach Gonder. I mean, he has a ton of accolades. I think he has like 2,100 hitters. He has like 6 state championships, a lot of runner-ups. Like, between the two of them, I've had the 2 best coaches in the state. I fully believe that. It's just been an honor. I mean, my 10th grade year and up, I was soaking everything in like a sponge. I was putting in the extra reps just because I knew if I worked with them, I was going to be great. That's the sad part about leaving. I will miss those 2 with my entire heart. They're just 2 amazing guys, and I couldn't have asked for better coaches the whole way up through.
Bald Eagle area softball grad Autumn Tobias hit over 350 for her batting average her senior season. How else did Coach Lucas help you get better as a player, as a person, when all was said and done?
He kind of taught us that softball is only about 1% of your life, and he always just explained, if you have other things going on, like a grandparent's birthday or any of that stuff, you go. You don't have to come to practice. That is more important than softball. He would give us off to go spend time with our families. He'd give us off to go to college visits, and he wouldn't be upset because he understood that he taught us so many things. Softball was only going to be one of them, and he wanted us to go out of there with a lot of life lessons. How to be strict, how to be kind, how to talk to people, not talk down to them. He taught me a lot of life lessons that I'll probably carry with me for the rest of my life.
Couple more questions here I want to ask you, Autumn. First, the future of the Bald Eagle area program. It sounds like there's a lot of young talent. You've mentioned quite a bit of names, the coaching staff and the job that they've done under the direction of Coach Lucas and Coach Thompson. So where do you think this program is headed? What are some of the goals you think they have set for next season and even beyond?
I think the next couple seasons, they're going to be shooting for a state championship. I mean, we always set little goals and then go on to the big ones. And I know their first goal is going to be Mountain League and then a District 6 title. And then from there, I think they're going to be shooting for state finals. And I fully believe they can get there.
And then your personal plans, your future. I know we've talked a little bit about the what ifs, and you're undecided about college softball. I bet that you could handle all of it, but what are some of the possible routes that you could go for school, for education, and playing at the next level?
So I'm going to Lock Haven for pre-professional, which is kind of a gateway to like veterinary and chiropractic and dental. And the hard part is I'm only going to be there for about 2 years. So I'm debating if I want to stay and play softball or if I want to work throughout college to kind of save up some money because I have grad school up in New York and it's very expensive. So I'm faced with a tough choice. I actually was originally thinking about playing soccer in college, and then those plans kind of fell through, and it was too late to sign. So I'll have to try out in the fall for the softball team if I want to. Me and the coach have been in contact, and that's a possible route that I could go. I'm just still kind of stuck if I want to work or not.
With whatever you ultimately decide, I know that all of us here at ESPN Radio wish you the best of luck, and know that you will be able to accomplish a lot. So,
thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bald Eagle softball graduate Autumn Tobias. Autumn, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the stories, the candidness, and the honesty in all of your answers. I really thought this was an incredible conversation.